You're listening to Pitchside Pioneers, and I'm your host, Julia Anderson.
I'm not gonna wait around and be like, oh, let me just wait for someone to inspire me to continue refereeing. No, there's none, and there's nothing I can do. So I'll be my own person and get myself through this.
Hello, and welcome to the third episode of Pitchside Pioneers. In this podcast, I share the stories of women who are pioneers in football, whether that be in the media, in analytics, or on the pitch. Today's episode features Jawahir, or JJ as she goes by, Roble, who is the first female Muslim referee in the UK. JJ and her family were forced to flee Somalia when she was 10 years old and sought refuge in the UK. Her love for football started in Somalia and continued to grow after arriving in London.
No one ever wakes up and says, oh, my dream is one day to become a referee. That's something, no, not a child dreams of. So my dream at the beginning was to become a footballer, enjoy football for the rest of my life, and luckily we ended up in the home of football, England. Honestly, all I did was play football. As soon as we come in the school, there's a registration. So before that, we would play football, and then we go into class, and then playtime football, lunchtime football, after school football. I got scouted, by a coach. She said to me, here's this letter, take it to your parents and then they can sign it, and after that you can come and get trial. I was like, oh wow, that's amazing. And my parents are like, no, you're in a school to study, you're not in school to play football. End of the day, they wanted to protect me. They said, oh, you want to play for women's England team? Okay, look at the team. Do you see anyone that looks like you? No. So you're just gonna get abused, you're gonna get cussed, you're gonna get so many things thrown at you. Don't put yourself in that situation. I get where they were coming from. So I was like, you know what? Maybe they're right.
Despite the concerns from her parents, JJ continued to play football secretly. She eventually finished school and went to university, but wanted to find a way to be more involved in football. She decided to start coaching, and after completing her level 1 and 2 courses, she started shadowing another coach. Little did she know that decision and a single rainy Saturday at a girls' league in 2012 would change her life forever.
I asked if I could shadow a football coach who was already on the field, who had a proper team and everything. And then he's like, yeah, you can come every week if you want. And then he never had a referee. This one time, he's like, look, there's no referee. Do you want to help out? And I was like, I have no experience in refereeing. And he's like, okay, let me go and speak to the lady who's running the league. And then he went to her and she was like, oh, JJ can do it. And I was like, whoa, huh? She's like, JJ, here's the raincoat. Here's your little, it's like a notebook that has a red card and a yellow card and a little pencil and a whistle. And I was like, I feel equipped, feel good. And then I was doing them both side by side. And then you can see that the coaching was getting less and less and the refereeing was becoming more and more. And I was like, okay, I feel like with refereeing, you're on the pitch and you can feel everything. You can feel the players' emotions. You're running on the pitch. Like my parents tried to keep me off the pitch, but now, for some amazing reason, I'm back on the pitch, and I was like, it still feels amazing. Like the happiness I'm getting is back again. Now that I'm on the pitch.
JJ made the decision not to pursue the higher levels of the FA's referee courses until a couple years after that first girls' league experience. This was partly because she wanted to ensure that when the pressure was on during a match, that she was as prepared as possible.
I feel like with refereeing, because you have everyone watching, it's just you against everybody else. So I was like, there's no way I'm gonna put myself in a situation where I get judged and I haven't got the confidence. There's 17 laws of the game. So I want to study that. I want to look at different scenarios, watch as many games as I can, referee as many games as I can, lower leagues, younger ones, because then you feel there's less pressure. There's not a lot at stake. Like you don't want to do big games and then you get destroyed. Like it will knock your confidence off. Even if you get prepared, the best referees will still get judged. The best referees will still get criticized for the decisions. Like refereeing is not easy. Like you try your hardest, you do so much study. It's like playing. As a player, you sort out your fitness, you do so much, and then that one time you're taking a penalty, you prepared all your life pretty much, and then you miss the penalty. Like some things you can't get prepared for because of the pressure, how much is at stake. You just have to try your best and hope for the best.
JJ has been vocal about the need to improve Black and minority ethnic representation, especially at the grassroots level. This was another reason she did not rush into the higher referee courses, as there were no referees that looked like her who she could look up to and follow in the footsteps of.
I would say when I first started refereeing, it took me so long to get into it because there was no one that looks like me that was refereeing. But because I loved football and I felt so good when I was refereeing, I was like, I can be my own role model. I can be the first to do it. You know, there's not a lot of Black female girls or Muslim girls that do refereeing. So I was like, I'm not gonna wait around and be like, oh, let me just wait for someone to inspire me to continue refereeing. No, there's none, and there's nothing I can do. So I'll be my own person and get myself through this.
Like her family had been concerned about, reactions from some players' parents were particularly appalling when she first started refereeing.
I feel like I don't hear that much anymore, but at the beginning, even some of them won't even say hello, not even say thank you. And then there's one incident, like one of the parents was like, why do we have a girl who's wearing like a headscarf doing our game? I didn't hear that. Another parent heard it, and then he's like, JJ, do you want to go to that parent? He said that. He's over there. Go, 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 go run after him. And I was so scared. I was like, he's so ignorant. Why would I waste my time? If he's gonna think like that, that's his loss, because at the end of the day, everyone has dreams, everyone has their own goals that they want to achieve. If he wants to be a loser and judge someone by the way they look, that's his business. That's what I said to the parent. And it's like, that's not a bad way of thinking.
With her eloquence, confidence, and persistence, it's no surprise that recognition quickly came JJ's way. Some highlights include winning a Football Association Respect Award in 2017 for her volunteer and charity work, being one of the BBC's 100 Women of 2019, and most recently, being awarded an MBE in 2023 as part of the New Year Honors List. She didn't go into refereeing or coaching for the recognition, but she's worked hard to get where she is. It's hard to believe that she's only 29.
More opportunities, and just people are just like, oh wow, like there's someone like you on like a referee. We can't believe it. People are just so happy to see me, and they're like, honestly, you're doing great, JJ. Keep on going, because we've never seen anyone like you. And I'm like, yeah, hopefully there's more. But honestly, it's been amazing. I got to travel and do different games in different countries. Do you know when you just start something out because you love it so much, and then people just label you, people just say, oh my gosh, you're doing amazing. But I don't know, I feel like I appreciate all those comments, but I feel like I was gonna do it anyways. Like I was gonna somehow continue being part of football, because I don't see anything else in my life other than football. Like I love football that much, and then sometimes it feels good to get credited or to get nice comments for something you already love. You're like, oh, honestly, I appreciate that. Thank you. But football is my life, and it's nice to sometimes, hear good things.
JJ currently referees in the Women's National League, but has big dreams she's working towards, and they're not just for her, but for the kids who she is inspiring to get into the game too.
I'm going to continue getting promoted. I'm going to continue working hard and make my dream come true, because I want to be one of the best referees in the world and continue being part of the game that I love, and continue inspiring girls, boys in refereeing, in coaching, and just in everything I can be a role model in. My ultimate goal will be to referee a Champions League final, FA Cup final, even a World Cup final, because who says I can't reach those goals? Even if I don't reach it, it's nice to dream, because dreams are for free, and just do it.
Being the first female Muslim Black referee in the UK comes with a lot of pressure and sadly some Islamophobia, sexism, and racism. But JJ Roble continues to prove people wrong and is doing it on her own terms, all while being her own role model. I know I'm going to continue following her journey up the refereeing ranks. Thanks again for listening, and keep an eye out for a special episode of Pitchside Pioneers highlighting Fulham's female-run supporters group, the Fulham Lilies. Be sure to subscribe to Pitchside Pioneers on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and you can also find the episodes and more on my YouTube page, Julia_Anderson, and Twitter @JuliaAnderson18. Thanks, and see you next time.